Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sharni and I'm super excited to have you guys here again today. So today we are going to be talking about 5 pretty practical steps that you can take to start leveling up as a designer. I personally know how hard it is to actually get into design when you have no real background in things like visual design and all of that. And so I know how challenging it can be. So today I have listed out these 5 steps that you can take. I will keep this video pretty short, pretty simple, and straight to the point. So if this sounds like something that you're interested in, please like, please share, please subscribe, leave a comment, and I will get back to you. I've also included my contact details in the description of this video, so you can reach out to me if you have any questions, suggestions, and I will try my best to get back to you. Okay guys, so let's get into it. So step number 1 is to copy. Yes. If you have watched my video where I spoke about how to become a UX designer, copying is one of the steps that I mentioned while I was talking about how to get into visual design. So I encourage you to log into Dribbble today, or whatever inspiration platform that you prefer, or if you saw something someone posted that you really liked, and to really just try and replicate it. Don't just blindly copy, but while you're copying it, try and look into the factors that you think make this a good design. So look at the tiny details, look at the usage of space, look at the exact font that they used, look at some of the shadows, color combinations, and things like that that you think really went into making this a good design. What this does is that it helps you open up your mind, and it helps you kind of train and sharpen your visual design skills in terms of understanding what good design is and what good design probably is not. Now, of course, if you do want to post this, you do have to give credit to whoever it is that you are copying, but if you don't want to post it, obviously you don't have to. You can just keep it in your files for reference, so you can go back to this and just keep trying to improve. And while you're copying, you can also try out different things, maybe experiment with a little bit of a different layout and all of that. Aside helping you understand this, it also helps you to build, aside helping you to understand what factors make a good design and what don't, it also helps you to kind of build your own confidence. So you gain a bit more confidence while you're playing with these tools on whatever platform, whether it's Figma or whatever. And as you're doing this and trying to achieve the end results directly in front of you, you might also have to Google certain things. So how do I make this shadow look like this, and all of that. And so while you're trying to achieve that goal that's just in front of you, you are learning new things. So don't just go for something that's super easy to replicate. Try and go for something that you have no idea how they achieved. And so in the process of learning and trying to replicate that, you are also picking up new things and new skills that you probably didn't have before. Number 2 is to practice. Practice often, practice for as long as you can, and practice with as much dedication as you can. So pick up a pet project, pick up something that you think needs a redesign. Could be that you want to go all the way and really, do all the research, or could be that you just want to do the visual aspects of it. But whatever it is, don't stop. Try not to go for a long period of time without designing something. Also, like I mentioned in my first video where I spoke about how to become a better designer, or how to start UI UX design, it is so important that you do a design at least every single day. Try not to go too long without seeing something that you probably want to replicate, or something that you want to work on, or experimenting with something and just playing around. Why it's so important is that, number 1, as we all know, practice makes perfect. So every single time you practice, whether or not you know it, whether or not you can visually see it, you are improving, you are getting better, you are becoming a better and more efficient designer. And also, it's super important to practice because it keeps your mind constantly active and constantly focused on your end goal, which is to become a better designer. So no matter how hard or annoying it is, and trust me, it can get a little bit frustrating, don't stop. Just keep trying something new every single day. Give yourself projects, give yourself timelines. Go make it as strict as you can sometimes, or maybe sometimes a little bit not so strict if you have other things that you're trying to do, but just keep making sure that you open your design application every day, that you sketch something out that you want to do every single day, that your mind is constantly focused on something design related every single day. I also mentioned in my previous video the daily UI challenge, which is a great way to keep yourself active every day. So if you don't want to take up a really large project that would take a lot of time, you can take up these bite-sized projects where you can just design a component every day, a card, a button, something just to keep you going and keep you active. Stay active, stay practicing, stay doing something. Step number 3 is network and join communities. There are a lot of really awesome design networks out there. So connect with designers on LinkedIn, join Facebook groups where you have people talking about design, whether it's UI UX design, graphic design, whatever kind of design it is that you are into. Join these communities. See how they interact, see what other people are sharing or posting, take a look at what work other people are doing, check out people's links, leave helpful comments and things like that. Also, some of these groups have options to join mentorship programs. So if you are looking for a mentor, you can do that as well. Of course, you can reach out to me. I have linked how you can book a one-on-one with me in the description as well. So if that also is something that you want to do that as well. But surround yourself with design related content. Why this helps you is that besides the fact that it keeps you motivated, seeing what other people are doing, it also just keeps reminding you every single day, every time that you pick up your phone, that you are a designer and you should be designing and you should be thinking of design. So for me, that was something I struggled with a little bit when I first started, because I saw these people that looked like they were doing so much better than I was, and that was just because they had been practicing for years. So also, when you join these communities, remember not to be too hard on yourself. You are just starting out and it's okay. So you will get better with time, but just keep trying, keep improving, and keep surrounding yourself with awesome designers. Follow them on Dribbble, follow them on Behance, join communities, network, send people LinkedIn requests, share your work for reviews and things like that. Those all help you solidify, they grow your network, and they help you become a better designer every single day. Number 4 is to ask for feedback from the right people. So recently on some Facebook groups that I was on, I saw some people post some of their very first designs, and they were really getting a lot of negative comments from people who probably assumed that they're, better designers or more experienced. And a lot of them were leaving like really unhelpful comments, just saying, no, that looks bad, that looks whatever, blah, blah, blah. And so I imagine that whoever it is that posted that first design of theirs probably felt discouraged, probably felt, no, maybe design isn't for me. So I do encourage people, other more experienced designers, to ensure that the comments that they leave on posts are helpful and uplifting and actually giving valuable feedback. But for you as a beginner, I would also encourage you to ensure that you're dropping your posts or sending these posts to people who can give you helpful and uplifting reviews, and not just kind of drag you through the mud and make you feel bad about yourself. So again, try to identify the people that are going to give you good feedback, good helpful feedback without tearing you down. So people who can say, try a different color, try a different font, but generally overall encourage your willingness to learn. So those are the kind of people that you need to surround yourself with when you first start as a designer. So ensure that you are sending your work for critique, for feedback to the right people. Don't send to someone or to platforms or to people where you can perceive that there will be a lot of negativity, because it may discourage you and you don't want that so early in your career. Number 5 is to partner with someone. So one of the great ways to keep yourself accountable is to not do things alone. So aside taking up pet projects by yourself, match up with someone who probably has a similar goal as you. So maybe this person is another designer like you, so you two can come together and decide to design this completely new thing or redesign something. Or you can partner up with a developer or a product manager, anyone who can keep you accountable and who can keep you on your toes, always doing and experimenting new things. The beauty of collaborating with people is how much it keeps you going. So aside being answerable to yourself, you are also answerable to this other person who is involved. Now these projects may or may not pay, they may or may not lead to something, they may or may not be the next big startup idea, but it keeps you active and it keeps you accountable, and it gives you a fair idea of what it is to work with other stakeholders. Because when you do get into an environment where you are working with people, you would have to interact with people in these roles, either other designers, product managers, developers, on a daily basis. So you might as well start now to get an understanding of how it actually works. So surround yourself with people with similar goals. Define what it is that you want to achieve and just start working towards it. Okay guys, so I've tried to keep this pretty short, pretty simple. I do hope you enjoyed this video. Once again, if you enjoyed it, please like, please share, please subscribe. I am more than happy to review or critique your work, so please feel free to send me an email and I will respond when I can. Thank you so much once again for watching, and I will see you soon. Thank you so much, and bye-bye.